this is episode 50.
Episode 50. Welcome back to Star Martyr Creek. We've made it 50 episodes.
How? No one knows. Why you people listen? No one knows.
No one knows.
We're here with the
But we like you.
We appreciate it. No
and
doubt.
when we meet you people and you say, we like your podcast, it literally blows our minds.
Yeah.
And we're here with the original cast. I know some people always want us to shout out who's actually in the podcast this week. But we got Grinch, Austin,
Hello.
Abe,
What up?
and me, Jordan. It's weird, like introducing yourself on these things. Like, is that the way
It
you're
is
supposed
weird.
to, or do you,
Yeah, it is.
or do you
It
like
is weird.
stop and let someone else do it for you? Like,
No.
what?
Well, when you're the host, like you are.
Oh no, man!
Dang.
That's your smooth, sexy, silky voice.
I don't think so, man.
Silver tongue devil.
You silver tongue
silver
devil.
tongue bastard, with your sweet, sweet vocal cords.
That trailed off.
Yeah. It's all right.
So we've been out at the ranch, culling some does, and it's
I'm tired of cutting.
10 o'clock at night.
We've been cutting up animals all day long.
Yeah, and it's we're not hunting like we usually do. This is actually you boys saw it. Like, I asked y'all the question earlier, and if y'all believed when I told y'all that we just have does running amok on this place, and it's
A metric
insane.
shit ton.
It is insane.
Yeah.
200 acres, herds of like 20 doe run across it, and it's one of those things you hear about all the time where, the old Texas way is, like they have like some 8 points or better buck ratio. Like, that's what you're supposed to take. Don't take young bucks. Don't take does unless they're like chilling by themselves. But like, it's one of those things where you never really get that, when you're supposed to like
It's tough.
manage your land.
Yeah.
So like you always
Then you
have
get too many mouths
like,
to feed.
Yeah, and it gets out of hand quick. So like things like, basically the way I look at it is, as long as there's a doe that doesn't have a fawn, that's a little one with spots. Like if it's
Yeah.
lost its spots, that thing's ready to fend for itself.
Yeah. If it's closer to a year than it is 6 months,
Time to go.
you shooting its mom ain't gonna affect its life.
No. Hell, shooting it's fine. Tender.
So tender.
Well,
They're so tasty.
and that's one of the things. Like we've talked about that before we started this whole trip down here. Of it's hard, like judging a doe, especially if it's by itself. Like you see a doe,
So fucking hard.
it's super hard.
Especially if it's in sideways light right before dusk.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Alert ears.
They're tricky.
It's tricky.
That's for sure. And they always seem to, everybody always talks about ground shrinkage. And I'm the way I've always heard that term is when, you shoot a buck and you're like, oh, he's a giant. And you get up to him and you're like, oh, wait.
We
Yeah.
saw that this weekend.
Yeah.
I swear that it was the biggest doe we saw on a rack all weekend.
Yeah.
And Lauren's 75 pounds.
Yeah.
It's solid for South Texas hill country doe, but
75,
dressed.
dressed, yeah.
But that thing, looking at it before she shot it, I was like, that's a fucking big
That's
doe.
a big doe.
You
Yeah,
get
so
up
it's
to
great.
it, yeah.
And you get up to it like, it's solid. It wasn't like, I don't
They're
think
just
that-
smaller.
This wasn't a mistake, but
Yeah.
it was
They're just-
smaller than it seemed.
They just always are smaller when you get there.
Anytime I'm hunting just does, every doe I take, I second guess myself when I'm standing on top.
Oh,
of
there's
it.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Like once I get up to it, I'm like,
oh, no.
but that's what my whole point. Like, if it doesn't have
It
spots,
doesn't really matter.
Like, as long as it's a doe, that's what you want. Like, you need to shoot doe. It's when you are trying to manage a herd. If you
Manage a
just
piece of property
shoot,
is more it.
anything, if you just shoot males, you do absolutely nothing.
Besides,
And I might be wrong with this. I'm no mathematician here, but
Continue. I see where this goes.
But I'm pretty sure that most of the time they drop females. Like you have a better chance of getting a female out of the breed when they're breeding than you do getting males. So you're getting
no
more
doubt.
females.
Really?
So
More fawns drop as females than they do males?
Yep.
Interesting.
So
Maybe I knew that. I don't know. Continue.
and if you're not shooting the females and they're just always multiplying,
Getting a grip
and you're
of females.
shooting
Yeah.
males. And the other thing is learning to judge your deer. Like age on the hoof is like one of the hardest things ever.
It's really tough.
And am I good at it? No, I don't think I am. But I try really hard, and that's one of the things that we try to judge before we take a shot at any buck.
Yeah, any kind of
Because I
animal.
want my bucks to grow old. I want my bucks to be around like 4 at least and up. The more that it gets age on it before you take it, the better it is. But you at least want to take some does off the property that you're on before the season ends. Like that's why
Absolutely.
there is a doe season afterwards, like a youth only doe season. Those kind of things.
Why there's so many antlerless tags on your license?
Exactly,
Yeah.
because they want you to take those antlerless deer, and I don't
That's
think
how
people
management
realize that as much anymore.
Well, I mean, it's
still.
just not as sexy
Like-
to shoot a doe, right? I mean, I
no,
think that's
like
the thing,
you want
right?
that gripping grin.
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm one of those people. I mean, I want a big buck on my wall.
No doubt.
I want that meat in the freezer and a nice set of a nice rack. Who
They-
doesn't like a nice rack?
They eat. I can't disagree.
I know you do, Ray.
And they all eat the same. I mean, when it's in your freezer, you don't know what it is.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the deer we had tonight.
I mean, I'll label what deer it comes off of.
No doubt, but what that was on that plate. If you had to go, was that a doe or a buck? I don't know.
Yeah, that was buck.
That was so good.
My thing's cutting in and out. Can you still hear me? Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
levels are there. All right. But yeah, that was buck. It's fine.
Yeah.
You made what was it? The last weekend you made some buttered buck nuts.
I did. And heart.
I mean heart's just
backstrap.
delicious. But
Heart and nuts.
how were them nuts?
They were like prairie shrimp. It really had the consistency of shrimp.
I mean, I feel like that's
I've
exactly what they would taste like.
I've eaten calf fries. I've eaten lamb fries. It's about the same. But
Yeah.
I mean, we pulled the silver skin, I guess it is, and then sliced them.
Are they just white?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like shrimp.
And I can imagine it's
Yeah.
that
And just-
same
I seared 'em-
consistency and texture.
Just
Kind of
seared
like,
them real quick in butter with salt and pepper, and then a couple drops of. It wasn't. I put Tabasco on those. I think it's a couple drops of Tabasco on each one, and then
So
they were
some
delicious.
spicy nuts.
Hot butter buck nuts.
hot
Nice.
butter buck nuts. That is
I can't.
tasty.
We have to pay homage to Ranella for that one, but
No, for sure. But like, I mean,
it was delicious. Like
Interesting.
Lauren and like my buddy John's mom ate them, and she was like, "That's not bad." Like,
Did she know what it was?
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
She was
everybody-
like,
we were not shying
These
away
are
from-
nuts in foil in butter and.
There was no foil even.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean we had a
did
kitchen.
you do the roll or the? Because like the time I saw Ranella do it, like he did the what do you call that? Where you get the butter and just drizzle it over
Like
it
to
and keep on
baste it?
rolling it. Yeah,
Basting?
basting.
No, I mean because I sliced them prior. I just
Oh,
seared
okay.
them like.
Oh, so you sent them in there
The
like.
sound effect makes it like. Now I understand. Yeah,
And then drop.
and
hot sauce.
and he's flipping his hand back and forth to show that he's flipping them, just so everyone knows. That's the sound.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like a little oyster.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were delicious.
They were
I
tasty.
would definitely eat them again. Like I
Yeah.
will not stray away from them. I think it's a eat day of kind of deal.
No doubt.
What I
I can
hear about the
imagine.
liver also, like don't freeze the liver.
that caul fat we pulled off that doe, like soured almost immediately.
Yeah, it got a little warmer than I wanted it this
Yeah.
weekend. Like I was really hoping that we could like kind
Stay
of do
cool.
some hangs for the day, but like it definitely got a lot warmer. We had the last week we've had pretty cold weather, and I was hoping
Been
that
chilly.
but I guess you can't have everything. But talking about cutting things up and using everything, we got a lot of practice in for
We did.
We did some cutting.
cutting
We
things
did.
up. We've had some people talk about like wanting to know more about cutting deer up and like what to do from like basically like field to plate. So I'm gonna focus more towards you, Grinch, because you're our genius chef, and my wife is actually
And
sitting
butcher.
to my right too. So y'all might hear her chime in a little bit in the background. But so when you're chopping up a deer, are you already thinking about cuts you want on that deer, or do you take in big chunks and just quarter it and do it as you go? Like, what's the best course of action for someone that's just there? Like, let me start over, because let's start with the basic. What is the most important thing once a deer is on the ground? Let's start from that point. Like, what do you want to do as soon as you, like, right after the shot?
I mean, it depends on the weather, but you want to get the guts out and then get
Yeah, all the squiggly bits.
get it hung. Then if the weather's cold, you can leave it hang for a while. Skin it, just so the meat can see air.
So, do you have an opinion, or have you ever thought about, like, I've seen people talk about, like, you leave the skin on and hang it. And then when I was always taught to skin it and hang it.
I mean,
I think
all
it depends on climate, probably.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, if it's cold as shit and it's winter,
Leave
you
skin
should
on?
absolutely skin it, because there's no flies or anything. I think leaving skin on is a fly issue, or just a bug issue.
See, I never
Because
understood
any
that.
dry aging you're going to do is going to be skin off, obviously. Like
Yeah.
any true dry aging. So, I mean, doing a whole deer hang, that's all you're doing is some minimal dry aging. It's not. That's all it is. It's not. Oh, we're hanging our deer. It's dry age. That's all it is. It's enzymes, natural enzymes, breaking things down so they're more tender.
Deamination of proteins in service.
That went way too smart.
That's a big word.
Something proteins. I got that protein.
That quarter that's in my
Get them
refrigerator right
gains.
now is looking like
30,
tuna.
30 days right now, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, it's on the 19th. Yeah, we've got a full 30 days, so I may push it 15 more days and go.
Might as well. Be honest, and they make a year.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, I
They
heard
need some-
that was.
But they've got some they're talking about doing like elk quarters. Like I wouldn't. Could you think that a whitetail, like a South Texas
There's no
whitetail,
difference.
like
It's in
this?
natural enzymes. It's fine.
No, but like just like the rind.
The rind doesn't get any thicker.
Oh really?
Oh, does it not?
No,
It just.
I thought you'd have more loss. I was with you
I think
on that one.
I think you would too.
no more loss.
So
A year.
They said it was blue cheesy.
Ugh.
You don't like blue cheese?
No, I love blue cheese, but I just
the
don't know.
the visual's still there. Like
just-
I mean, like
Cheese,
like
not meat.
No, I think you should like carpaccio it.
what's that?
like just fucking slice it real thin, raw.
I mean, I know what that is,
fuck.
but like explain. Like I mean,
Thin
like,
as
Yeah.
fuck. Like
There you
paper
go.
thin.
there you go.
And just, maybe, or even
a little garlic.
grate it over something. Treat it like a garnish.
Oh my
Ooh.
god,
Like truffles.
Because, like, when was it?
like a truffle.
When I did a bunch of pig jerky a while back, I over-dried some. Because you've got to hit it in the oven to hit temperature to keep the trichinosis off of it. And it got super dry. So I ended up, the one batch that got really dry, I just shredded it so it was powder. And then used it to garnish devil eggs.
Oh
my
my!
god,
Oh my!
Evil.
that's
That's
very
like
good.
evil genius.
That is
It was
evil
good.
genius.
I mean, it just added some savory, and this thing's cutting out again. Just it had savory. It was
That's-
a usage of it, and it wasn't gonna go bad. It was fucking sawdust of pig.
No, that shit lasts forever. That shit is how people got from fucking New York to California.
Got from fucking England to here. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Spain to here.
Salted meat.
Salted, cured, smoked meat. Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to putting some deer to use pretty soon. And I tell you what, there could not have been a better way for me to convince my wife to buy a sous vide than having sous vide backstrap tonight.
It's good.
I felt like she was gonna slap the shit out of you and be like, "No way, this is real."
Wasn't bad.
It was awesome.
It was like butter. It just melted.
It was so good.
It didn't just melt away like it.
Beautiful.
It was good. I mean,
So-
that was year old. Lauren shot that buck last year in McAllen.
We ate well today.
We did eat
We-
very well.
uh,
That Bourguignon,
Yeah, what was it called?
Venison bourguignon.
It was
Venison
so good.
bourguignon. Like it was, we had that for lunch, and then we had all the sous vide backstrap and tenderloins for
Mm-hmm.
like Grinch did.
We
So Going back to this whole-
rabbit trailed.
yeah, going back to this whole like
nuh-uh.
like we've it's like I said, it's already late. We've already been
We've been
drinking.
up
We've
all
already
day.
been
Cut animals all
doing
day.
stuff. So
My Sudafed monsters have worn off.
Yeah.
the old
Well, we got all our
toilet bowl meth.
toilet bowl meth.
Me and Benadryl, I'm coming down.
You're gonna hit the wall in a second.
Oh yeah.
Bad.
We're I mean, I feel like thank God we got it all done because, I mean, if you want to go out tomorrow morning, we can go out tomorrow
I'm
morning. I'm your Huckleberry.
I mean,
I'll help you cut when you get back, but I ain't doing shit.
I have that stand. That stand does produce for sure.
We can go take his pop up.
Yeah, take my pop up. I mean, even if we leave while y'all are still out, I'll obviously just get it from you whenever.
I'll meet up with you. I got to meet with you on Monday
Or to get
anyways.
it geared to you.
Yep.
But we're
gonna-
rabbit trailing again. What were
yeah.
we talking about?
So let's
How can we not rabbit trail? This is episode 50. It should just
Yeah.
be a rabbit trail.
one,
This
Get
is
through
the
some
rabbit trail
stuff, and then
episode.
we'll
I was actually
succumb
trying
the
to. I was
booze.
actually trying to flip this one around and actually be something that was a
Useful?
useful podcast.
Well, I
But-
think and
They're like, they're real boys now.
they're real
They
boys
made
now.
50 podcasts. They're real
Oh my
boys.
God.
Yeah.
Big,
I want to be a real boy.
Exactly.
big pieces of meat.
Uh,
You can always grind them down.
right, and,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and so like
like, I don't grind.
You
I
were
mean,
well. You're talking about not grinding, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
where
don't-
you're going with
I don't.
that.
I mean,
Like, you
there
take
could be a grind pile during trimming, and that can be the grind pile. Absolutely.
I just feel like my
But
grind
there's-
pile
I
has
roast-
gotten smaller
Yeah,
over
I don't.
time,
I
right?
roast out everything because you can always steak pre-cook. You can always grind pre-cook, but you can't put shit back together.
No.
right. So, but that's what I wanted to go with is like so explain like what you do. You take your quarters and you make them into roast. You just kind of cut the muscle groups
Yeah,
and
you
make
can see
big
them.
chunks.
I mean,
Basically,
you should dry, if you have any sort of ability to dry age, you should. And
So-
prior to that, like on your trip home, pack them in ice in the cooler and drain the water and give them a day or two in ice.
Yeah,
Ice bath.
Jordan, you weren't really.
No.
that idea.
I was just
It's-
trying to like I've heard it both ways. Like I've heard people say
pulls
like
so
you want
much
to
more
keep
blood out of it.
You want to keep the meat dry,
No way.
like 100% dry. And like I've always grown up like washing the meat. Like we've had like we did today. Like we soaked down the deer itself to make sure all the hairs off of it and any bit of blood. Get that out.
Grass.
And sometimes
happens.
you like stuff happens where like your
Yeah.
shot's not good maybe, and you nicked some of the wiggly bits that aren't good wiggly bits, and wash that all out. So like
Shit
you always
tubes.
have freaking water everywhere, but like, and I've heard like me and Whitney used to do the cooler. We'd leave it out with like a rock under one side on the opposite side of the drain.
And just drain it?
And you just let it drain all day. Like you just open it up where it constantly drains. You constantly throw ice in it, and
Yeah.
and that's like you were talking about flushing the blood out of
Pulls
it.
so much more blood out of it.
And then I've heard people like I said say dry, keep it dry, and
That backstrap and tenderloin
Doesn't
y'all ate
matter.
today was soaked for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Like that set in a cooler.
Puts it on the front of your truck and drives it all the way.
That's
Oh,
that
yeah,
soaked
no,
for like
that's
4
old
days.
school. I don't
Stupid.
I've seen people do that still. Like the just shoot a deer and throw it in the back of the truck and drive into town to get it processed. Like, don't do that. Anybody listening, don't do that. Don't ever do that. At least field dress it and throw some ice in the body cavity.
Yeah. Cool it down.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's better to pull all the blood out you can.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to blood.
Mm-mm.
Once you freeze it and your cell walls burst, you're gonna get stuff, and it's a little bit of blood, but you should pull all the blood out you can prior.
But I mean, the more you pull out, the better.
Yeah.
And then,
Better your texture.
yeah, because that shit was on point tonight.
Yeah, that sat in a cooler for 2 or 3 days before freezing.
Chilling it down before you freeze it is pretty important as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chilling it down before you freeze it is going to prevent as much cell wall rupture as well. Because you're going to form smaller ice crystals in the freezing process.
Or you can freeze faster. Put a baking sheet.
But again, that's why you
in-
get less cell wall puncture.
You can put a baking sheet in the freezer and set it on the baking sheet that's already frozen, and it'll freeze way faster.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
You get less rupture, but
Yeah, and
Moot
that's
point.
and that's something that comes
Flash
with like
freezing.
all these.
it's better for
Yeah.
fish. That's the way to freeze fish.
And that's a big thing for these meat companies that are coming out, like these steak companies. You can order steaks online or whatever, and they just ship to your house. Like that's what they always say. Like they flash frozen.
Yeah.
And as a layman, like so, basically what you're saying is that gives less the cells to.
Well, when you freeze something in a slow
Nobody can
manner-
hear you.
When you freeze something in a slow manner, you're creating large ice crystals. When you flash freeze something, you're creating smaller ice crystals, which causes less cellular puncture, which creates less breakdown of the actual tissue.
Okay. So
Our scientist.
I'm really amazed that you're still like able to
Saying
put that
big
together
words.
after all that wine that y'all had at the
You guys went on a
wineries.
Fredericksburg wine tour today.
Two.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, I think that's just like trial and error more than anything, right? Just figure out your style, what you like, how you like to cook game, and whatever
But
your
like-
field care is. Just if you don't like the way something tastes, change the way you handle something in the field because it's probably a result of that, right? More than it is. I mean, you or you overcooked it. You know, you overcooked it or you didn't handle it correctly in the field. So
Yeah, learn
fix one of those two
temperatures.
things. Yeah.
Like learning temperatures is like probably the best thing in the world. Like
Read thermometers are so important.
instantly read
Quality
thermometers.
one,
Like
not
yeah,
any. Don't buy an instant read thermometer Academy. They don't work.
Well, no, but I mean a good instant read thermometer.
Like spend $100 on one.
Yeah.
Or
They're
one
worth-
that
thermometers
you
are-
calibrate.
Like that's when
You're
my
not going to calibrate every time you use it.
but
To spend the money on an
Like-
instant
like,
read, or
just-
get a Thermopro. Get a Thermopro that'll read the whole time. Like
dude,
a constant read.
when my barbecue game went to another level, it was because I started like investing in thermometers, and I went crazy with thermometers. I had in meat probes, I had probes all over the place,
You want one
right?
at grill. You want great
Yeah.
level. You want in your meat. And
Yeah.
You want one an ambient tentatively.
Yeah. Just kind of know what's going on. And I just have that thing. It was a wireless one. I could just
Yep.
take it wherever I went, and it didn't make me have to sit by that thing all day long, you know, and guess.
Understanding which temperatures are appropriate for which cooking method you're using.
That's very true, too. Gotta have good temperatures.
Well, like understanding that collagen doesn't disintegrate until 190 degrees, so you don't get.
That's not true.
Well, for not for venison, not for venison, but for other meats, 190 is a really good, easy temperature for people that don't know what they're.
But you've gotta
using
hold
to
it there.
aim for.
You got to hold it there to break it down. You can't
Sous
just hit
vide.
it.
But exactly, and understanding carryover temperature and things like that.
Yeah.
She can come out. We might as well all podcast.
well we already have a background, backseat podcasters
Yeah.
I'll
over
do
here.
that, I'm fine.
But
No, you've got to. You got to. It's all about the care. It's all about the preparation, and I think just like we talk about so many different things, people are just like too.
Field care and their scent glands on those rear legs.
oh yeah,
I forget what
for a buck, yeah.
Yeah. I forget the exact name of
On the rear,
It's
on
long-
the
it's
rear
been a long
hocks, they
day.
have.
But yeah, you don't want to touch your knife to those. Just skin around them.
Listen.
Those affect.
Damn it! Now it's gonna drive me nuts
Why?
because I can't think of that word either. Not castor. That's what comes from a beaver.
Yeah, but yeah, it's field care. And then freezing. Buy
It's
quality.
inside.
Buy quality.
Vac
Vacuum
bags.
The ones I have now suck. They
Dude,
break easy.
mine are terrible too. I'm thinking about just.
I want a new vacuum sealer.
I need
I
a.
want the big bastards.
I need a vacuum sealer.
We got one. We got a cheaper one off of Amazon. It's been,
It's not cheap. I
What?
did a lot of research before I got it.
but it's not like the food safe. Like it's not the name brand or whatever you want to call it.
I want that son of a
It's
bitch
more
that'll,
expensive.
like,
Oh, you can tell me that.
vacuum seal a quarter.
But that's
you know?
fine. I mean, that's fine.
I
Like
want a chamber.
Like a
Next time I'll be a chamber vac. For sure.
just a
Just for
big
your
giant
home
one.
chef, I did a lot of research and I came up with a really good home vacuum sealer that produces pretty consistent results for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, even Food Saver's fine. That's what I have. If you pack it right and you...
I think it's the
heavy
bags.
It's
Like,
heavy
yeah.
bags. Use
Yeah.
heavy
Heavy-duty
bags.
bags.
Bags really make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what you always hear. Like people that talk about like vacuum sealers, like with some know-how, they always talk about like they're more impressed with like when they pull their bag out of the freezer that it didn't puncture by something else going on top of it. And
It's not even that.
Like-
When they get cold, they fracture.
They
oh, is
just
that what it is?
splinter,
Okay.
yeah.
sometimes
Well, maybe
they'll
I just
fracture, and
misunderstood.
Sometimes you've got people like me that just chuck shit in the freezer without paying attention to it.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm always
I think we're
digging
all-
around in the deep
yeah. I
freeze.
mean, I think we all dig around our deep freeze, like
yeah.
to find like Oh,
What am I
well,
having this week?
Yeah. And you just throw things around. I mean, hell, I set things wherever. So, kind of keeping with this.
Knowing nothing about wild game, period, nothing until we met, the biggest change I've seen is how you guys handle things in the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Significantly changes the flavor that
Yeah,
you're
from-
gonna get later.
From when I started learning how to handle in the field was definitely the biggest change in flavor in whatever we were cooking. And
Oh,
I mean,
man.
for sure. And it all had to do with getting all the guts out as soon as you can, getting it cooled off as fast as you can. That's about like it's not that hard. It's just making sure you get it cooled down as fast as you can. It's harder in Texas because obviously we're hunting when it's hotter, especially during bow season. You know, we
gets-
still have
yeah.
70-degree weather. You know, sometimes even a little bit more.
What did it get up to today?
It got up to 70 today, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I think it tiptoed right around 70,
Right around 70.
68, somewhere around there, which is pretty hot for trying to cool meat down.
Yeah, but we had a good breeze too, which
Yeah, the
can be
breeze,
helpful.
the breeze was definitely a added benefit. So,
Yeah.
kind of sticking to this whole breaking things down, the field bit is super important. I agree with that. What is something that someone that obviously just starting out or someone that doesn't have a lot of time on their hands, what is a good thing to look into to make out of your wild game? Like is
Like
you
a
get
good
so many
recipe?
well, just people all like every time I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, well, like, I grind to sausage at the processor for this." Like, I mean, I'm not telling people like don't go to a processor.
If you don't have time, you go to a processor.
Right, obviously, but like sausage isn't the answer for everything. Like, I mean, if I get more than one deer, I like to have sausage. My wife does not like really to have sausage. I like to have a little bit of sausage, but like if I get one deer, I'm probably not gonna get any sausage because it seems like a waste of deer to me.
I agree.
You
Yeah.
know?
You can always make sausage later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, with that being a thought, like, what's one thing that you look at for your deer as far as like recipe or like pre-thinking to what's something easy someone can get into? Like,
Neck tacos,
Spaghetti sauce is really easy.
spaghetti sauce, grind it. Yeah, I mean, just like make it into hamburger meat. But I mean, for something that you would just slice right off the animal without having to do any other work, I would say neck tacos. Hands down, the best thing that
So,
I've
I
had
mean,
off of a deer.
we've talked about doing some
That's really
recipes
good.
for neck taco, but like, what makes it so easy to do neck taco and why?
I mean, it's just you slice the thing off the animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go from the animal right into a skillet. I mean, just clean up some of the silver skin, right?
Pull the
Clean it up,
trachea.
yeah, trachea, and then just brown it, and then put it right into a crock pot with some
Stock.
stock, some beef. I like beef stock, but I mean, if you wanted to get
I mean, you
adventurous,
could use water, but it's some
Yeah,
of the
stock
flavor's
in
better.
general.
beef stock is way better.
Stock over broth
Oh yeah, no doubt.
adds a level of flavor.
Beef stock with like potatoes, some carrots, some onions, and that's it. Just seasoning it up the way you want it, salt and pepper, a little garlic salt maybe, garlic powder, and that's about it.
Garlic is
Chili
tough
powder,
for a
cumin.
long time. Garlic can turn bitter if you're not careful.
Yeah. Probably just very loose with the amount that you've got, so. But it goes in there and that's like crock pot and you're done in a couple hours
You
and
do that with any big hunk of meat off
Yeah.
any animal.
you just anything can go in the crock pot and it's going to taste good.
That's not true. We messed up some last year.
Yeah, I was in charge of that one. I messed up a neck. I mean, it wasn't
It wasn't great.
horrible, but it wasn't great.
What happened?
What happened? Yeah.
It just got real dry. Like it was super
in the
dry.
crock pot?
Yeah,
Is there
it was
stock in
super
it?
dry. Yeah, we had it.
Weirdest thing.
Who
It
knows?
was the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
I've
it
never
was-
had anything turn
I
like
was
So
very-
maybe it
I
just
was
was
very-
I wonder if it was just just like
I mean,
that deer was
yeah,
just
every,
chewy.
Every cut of meat's
you
different.
know?
You never know.
right. And
I had good luck starting with ground, just not knowing what I was doing.
Oh, absolutely. That's the
In things that cook for a long time. Like I've been known to throw brown ground and onions into a crock pot with spaghetti sauce and then build a lasagna out of it.
Yeah,
after
it's-
gone.
not bad at all. I mean, that's the way to go, I think, is just,
Time.
yeah. Because you can't, I mean, you grind up some meat with, if you've got a KitchenAid stand mixer, you can get the grinder attachment. If you've got a grinder, you can make hamburger meat pretty easy out of it. I just really enjoy, like, whole cuts now. Like, not that
Yeah,
I
so much more
love
versatile.
venison spaghetti.
But that's
We-
almost like an evolution, though. When you really
No
don't know
doubt.
what you're doing in the beginning, ground is the least like
I used to turn-
scary bit.
I used to turn every part of my deer into sausage, when
Yeah.
I first started.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
That was the way it started, right?
And then you kind of go from sausage to ground because ground isn't intimidating.
No.
You know, you can use ground in lots of different ways. And then we've kind of gone from doing ground to doing, big chunks that we can turn into just about anything. And then whatever trimmings we have are what go to the ground pile instead of just taking quarters and having them ground.
Agreed.
no, I'm just thinking
Agreed.
because like in
Now I want more food. Now I'm just hungry. again.
really
in there.
like dude, I'm so full. Like that
I'm
was
a fat
so,
ass, man. I eat 24 hours a day. I'm hungry, and then I'm like, eat, and then I'm like, man, I'm full. Well, I guess it's about time to eat again.
I'm good until that dessert stomach gets hungry. When that dessert stomach
That's
gets
why I
hungry,
avoid
it's all
sweets.
over again.
But I do have we're rabbit trailing.
I don't know where we started.
It doesn't matter. We cut up a bunch of animals today.
We did.
Got up
just
early.
Yeah, you can't just revert around to like that one part.
Well,
I have like
who got
hair
wax
hanging
today?
off my fuzzy
Microphone?
bit on my mic. It
Um,
bothers me.
I'm just super excited to do some different stuff with this stuff. You know,
Do we need a fourth mic?
Yeah,
Uh,
she's
no
really
one
hard
can
to
hear
hear.
you,
Okay.
but you're clearly
not okay.
in.
I'll go away.
No, I'm just saying, like, no one can hear it, so in or out.
I got it.
It's okay.
We got a
We'll
mic.
get you a
I
mic.
got a mic.
Entertain Tracy.
You got her embarrassed. Like she was fine with not really being able to hear.
Yeah. It's when you hear yourself that you're like, is this real?
Own it.
I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do?
Drink.
So
That's why we get through these things.
yeah,
Drinking
The
and
first,
smoking.
I mean, this is number 50, but number 3 still is like high.
yeah, and I mean, still, like I guess is what you're getting at is. I have no idea what I'm doing.
What was your favorite moment from the last 50 episodes? What was your favorite podcast
God, they're a
moment?
blur.
They are a blur.
My favorite bits
What sticks
are
out?
the ones
Hogorama.
that no one will ever hear because those got
Yeah,
deleted.
B-roll.
The
The
B-roll.
B-roll that disappeared into the
B-roll.
ether.
The legal
Hogorama
draft
was a good podcast.
Yeah,
Hogorama
Hogorama was a good
We had
podcast.
Dan on there. We had
Yeah.
Michael on there. We were drunk.
was
We had.
a
We, it was a such a.
But the
It was a
part, like,
fun weekend.
yeah,
was
it
a
was
fun
a fun
weekend.
weekend.
I liked Hogorama too.
You know, one thing that like I mean, there's been a lot of things that I've really enjoyed. Like we've talked to a lot of interesting people and a lot of different people. I feel that you know, like the you don't really talk to those kind of people all the time. Like you don't hear them in like the mainstream like
Yeah.
hunting world of people like Dan. You know, talking to him like he knows some shit.
Like just somebody
He's
who's
seen
just,
some shit.
He's seen
Yeah,
some
he
shit.
just spent time in the woods.
Yeah, just been in the
like,
woods
and-
a bunch.
like just true woodsmen are guys that like will tell you stuff that like you everyone tells you like, oh yeah, you do this and like you make sure like food's there and this is there and this is there. You talk to like a real guy that's been out in the woods and he's like, if you look at moss
Exactly.
and you're like, where is this going? If you look at moss and you hang your tree stand in that moss, you're gonna see more deer, and you're like, bullshit.
You're like,
Bull
oh,
fucking shit, dude.
neato.
And you
Awesome,
do it,
man.
and you do it just because like they help you do it, and they're like, yeah, just right here, and like all of a sudden like you see the most deer in your life, and you're like, how the fuck did that work? And they have like a like, well, this and that, and because like
Sixth sense.
yeah, it's
But a lot of that's applicable.
That's not actually a true thing, just so everyone knows, like, I just made that up.
But these guys who say that kind of stuff, also that's on their piece, their pieces of property. Mind
Yeah.
you, they may be 2,000 acres, so it's not like it's high fence bullshit. But they learn this piece of property.
Yeah, that's-
talking about Dan. He's been on this lease 30 years.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, go down here, walk down here. There's a tree with a fork in it. Go to that. Like, sit under that tree. The pigs come there every day. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, the
Yeah.
pigs are here right now. They just know that shit because they're there every weekend. They've been doing it for 30 years.
I mean, that's the same thing as a piece of public land, though.
Yeah,
you know,
you
just
can do the same shit on public land.
you
We got a
just
buddy
know-
who went to LBJ and he kills shit every year in
Every year.
LBJ because he's hunted it for like 10 years now.
Yep. We're talking to you, Todd.
Yep.
I'm talking to you, Todd. Yeah, I mean, those. That's how you do it. You get to become a. You just gotta.
Know your property.
If you're, I mean, I think that, like I said, we talk about this all the time. I think so many people are so kind of. I think it's intimidating, and I can appreciate it's intimidating, and I think it's a lot easier for me to sit here, being several years,
And
decades and
behind
lifetimes
the- and
into
behind
it.
the mic,
Yeah.
just talking.
But I think, if you just get out there and make a fuck ton of mistakes, I mean, just don't be afraid to make a mistake. I mean, because you're going to make them. It's going to occur.
Mhm.
I mean, to anyone and everyone, I mean, from the top of the hunters, Steve Renola makes mistakes, Remy Warren makes mistakes, Cameron Haynes makes mistakes, Donnie Vincent makes mistakes. All these guys who just,
The
Callahan,
idols, yeah.
all of them make mistakes. what they do is they learn from those mistakes. They don't make them again, and they get better from it. And and they all started off making mistakes, and I think it's just one mistake, and you learn, and you don't make that mistake, and you go and you take 2 steps forward, and then you make a mistake and take a step back.
We talk about this so much, but ask. Ask.
Yeah, for sure.
Even just the basics, like cutting up a deer.
Yeah.
Like the basics of, okay, you get out with your buddy on his lease, he puts you in a stand over a feeder, and you knock down a deer. And you go to cut it up, you ask him the whole time cut that thing up. Like, even if you've done it before, even if you haven't, but the whole time ask for help. I guarantee if he's any sort of a decent hunter and decent human and gives a shit about the sport and everything we give a shit about it, he will help you. We help we cut up deers together all day today. We cut up deers together.
And we're giving tips.
Hey, bend this. Like, hey, I'm gonna hold this. Hey, hold this leg. Move this right here. Like, see that right there. Stick the tip of your blade in that. Like, just it makes it more efficient. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
We cutting up deer this morning. The first deer, couple deers of the year. Then this second and third and fourth. Down to a handful of minutes, knocking shit out.
We did 2 deer in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, and that's quartered, strapped tenderloins.
Yeah, and that's
necks. I mean,
field to cooler and drinking beer.
Exactly.
That's the fastest I've ever done one.
This is most of them. I mean, I think we sawzalled a neck here and there, but 90% of it's just with a fixed blade knife.
Yeah.
Popping joints and finding your place to stick the blade to cut a tendon in a joint.
Yeah. Not to do my own horn, but that fixed blade we used today was
it's nice.
Badass.
I know, absolutely.
I was super happy to use that.
That is that's a champion knife right there. That thing was awesome to skin with. And just take apart that whole deer. It was awesome.
So yeah, it's just asking for help, and especially you're talking about these old guys. If they've been on these 30 years, like, they've cut up a shitload of deer.
That's the thing.
When I killed pigs out at Dan's at Hog-A-Rama, when we do these things, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. There's always dudes who don't want to do it, and the whole thing is machismo. They don't want to ask for help because they're supposed to know how to do it, and they feel it's weakness that they don't know how to do it. But if you go start cutting on their deer, they're going to show up, and you can teach them. But even then, when I'm out there, I ask these guys who've killed 20 or 30 pigs a year on this lease, like, hey, so you're boning out hams on the hanger? So then you leave with bags full of meat with no bones. You go home, you can split muscle groups and hang it, or you can just smoke the whole thing. Like, I'm still not great at that. I can do it. It's a hack job.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like, hey, Mo, hey, Dan, come here.
Like,
how do you bone this shit
Mo
again?
showed us stuff that, like,
Dude,
I was like...
Because they've just they've cut up so many pigs and so many animals in general. They're like, cut here, like, scrape the bone here. It makes it so much easier.
You learn to do the gutless method, on like a hog gutless method is like one of the greatest pieces of like awesomeness, I think, because there's a lot of things on certain pigs that like you get up there and like you're like, this one's like
front quarters are blown out.
Yeah. No, well, and you're looking at it and you're like, this isn't like the greatest pig in the world, but like you can at least like still get some things that are going to be beneficial to take from that pig. You know what I mean? Like instead of just leaving it in the field, which I'm still not against leaving a pig in the field because it's a freaking pig.
Man, I like pigs.
They're delicious, but there's some pigs that
I just like hunting pigs.
I was talking to
I like
Michael.
being around. They're
Michael,
fun.
Our buddy Michael dropped a pig and a deer the other day. He sends pictures of the pig. He's like, it wasn't giant. Front quarters are blown out. So he drug it off from under the feeder. He split the back, pulled the straps, pulled the rear hams, and boned them out right there, and took bags of meat home.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. And if you don't have shit to do with it, make jerky. He goes, I never thought about that. He's like, just flay it thin, pull all the silver skin you can, soak it in a marinade. I'll give you a recipe, and then dry it like to 85-90% dry, then put it in the oven and make sure it hits temp. Like with 200, I believe, kills like 190 will kill trichinosis. So make sure Don't quote me on that. Google it.
Yeah, make sure.
I'm pretty sure. We don't have service out here. My phone's
I feel
dead.
like 190 will probably pretty much take care of most
but
of it.
But if you set your oven at 300 and throw that jerky that's already done in there for 5-10 minutes, it's going to hit temp. You're going to be safe.
Yeah.
But then you have jerky, and nobody's going to tell a difference. I take random jerky in my office every fall, and everybody's like, "What animal is this?" I'm like, "Why don't you even guess?"
Yeah.
No one ever knows the difference. It's goddamn jerky.
You
It's
did
jerky.
those rams.
I did ram. I've done pig.
And they were delicious.
Yeah, it's all the same.
And most
man.
people we
It's
talk
jerky.
to, they're like,
you don't eat
fuck,
that shit.
you don't
Like,
eat
that shit's
shit.
gross. Like, no, man, I don't know about that.
I mean, I was even guilty of that. Well, and I was that hunt. I was
That was a
done.
long hunt.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was over.
That was one of those hunts where like I missed a couple times, and like the guy that was guiding us was like, they brought them fancy rifles and can't hit shit. But I was borrowing. I was using Grinch's rifle that like I hadn't used that rifle hardly at all.
I don't think you
like I
ever
went out
had.
there to like,
And I'm like,
bow
it's
hunt.
about it's an inch drop at 100, and I think you were overthinking it, aiming high, so I think you were whizzing them over their back. It was 300 blackout.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was suppressed 300 blackout.
And it was like right when like you just built that rifle,
Yeah.
like it hadn't been long, so I never shot it. Like I
Exactly.
mean, it's probably been a little bit that you had it. And
Yeah, I don't.
I mean that I'm making excuses, but I mean like that I really.
Hey, it's-
It is what it is.
But like at the end of it, I was all frustrated and like I mean, and that's
And we
how
had to hit the road as a 9-hour
Oh,
drive
yeah.
home. It was Sunday.
Ugh.
Like,
and I had to go to work then like Monday. Like I mean, it was not a.
it was not a fun adventure.
Well, no, it was a
became
great adventure.
Because
Like,
Well, I mean,
it was a fun trip. It wasn't.
I got my favorite picture of Grinch. Like, and this sounds weird talking about your friend. Like, I have a picture of my friend that's like one of my favorites. It's the picture. It's on her Instagram of him sitting in a like barn on the floor, skinning out a head of a ram with blood everywhere, like a little kid playing with, his train set.
Yeah, I mean, there was a floor drain, man. Everybody's like, I guess we'll work on these when we get home. Like, nah, dude, we got a floor drain here. Get this shit done now. You can hose it down now. So I just plopped down there. I was already covered in blood from cutting up shit. Just sat down on the floor and skinned it out.
We need to make a hunt like that again, like probably that same hunt.
Lauren wants to do it. We can go do it. Because Austin didn't make that one. Mm-hmm. Go do it. That'd be fun. We're super low key. It's cheap. It's nothing special.
I want to go on that odd hunt in New Mexico.
Yeah,
We need to get details.
I think it's $300.
Yeah. Like
I talked to Trevor about it.
Okay, details past money, time, place.
It's ways.
I'm not scared of driving to New Mexico, but
No, New Mexico's not that far.
we've hammered that drive a couple
Yep.
times now.
Yep.
And
That's
we
how
got
we-
a wall tent now, son,
Yeah,
Dude,
with a wood-burning stove. We're classy bitches.
when
we set that thing up, we need to spray paint Stormwater Creek on the side of it.
we will.
Like a big one.
The Stormwater Creek's the shit.
yeah,
So everyone knows
gonna
how
take that-
fancy we are.
we're going to take that wall tent. Like, I feel like we should figure out a way to get some horses.
Buy them.
Not
They're
buy 'em.
expensive.
Yeah,
We can
Rick,
still horse that thing still.
I think you get hung for that.
I think you can legitimately get
I
shot
think
for
you
that.
legitimately
on side,
get- yeah.
still get shot or hung, and everybody's like, "Nah, bro."
Nah,
I've
fucking-
seen the
square.
movie Young Guns. I think I can do this.
So we should figure out a way to rent some horses or llamas, and then just go
Pack in that wall tent.
over the counter elk for like a week and a half.
Not Colorado.
God, why not?
Fuck that. I'll say it on the podcast.
I have a spot, and I'm not gonna throw. I'm gonna be that guy.
Like, if you have a spot, that's cool. But I just feel
No,
like
not in the Colorado.
everybody goes
Not
to
in-
fucking Colorado.
not in Colorado.
We have friends
That-
in other states that people don't go to.
Yeah, that's
Let's go to those states.
yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Winky fucking smiley face. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like, we're all on the same page here. We know who we're talking about.
Yeah, let's
Go
do
to
it.
those states.
Like there's so many more places.
How many people in Texas do you know, Abe, that say, I'm hunting elk over the counter in Colorado this year?
Everybody.
Fucking person. Why would we go there?
I don't think you
And
have to-
I don't knock these guys.
I don't think you have to yell at me.
I'm sorry. It's a long day. I apologize.
We've been listening to
You're
like
so violent.
like the sensory
tired.
overload in this house has been
Dude.
crazy.
The wives are wine drunk. I don't even know where they're at.
I cut my old cut.
I
You
think
cut your old
hurts,
cut.
and I got deer shit in it, and it hurts.
you got the deer AIDS.
Probably.
Grinch absolutely has deer AIDS.
Yeah, I'm long past deer AIDS. Like, it don't even matter.
Penicillin
I'm
doesn't
immune.
help.
I mean, I had blood from my fingers to my elbows
All day.
all day today.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's been a great day.
Like, as soon as someone was like, oh, this deer's cut up. Deer down.
We got up. We got up in the
Animal on the
morning.
ground.
We got into the deer stand. Lauren shot a deer. We came back and cleaned that deer. Jordan and I drove back out. We shot a deer. And it was just rinse and repeat the rest of the afternoon.
I'm the only one that didn't shoot a deer.
You were too busy getting us on deer. That's the problem. That's why we're going to cowboy up and go out tomorrow morning and get you one.
Get you some.
I'm coming. I got 2 more trips back to this place to clean up some does, and then I have a
There's plenty left.
I have another lease that I'm going on to get a probably my buck hunt.
When is the orphan hunt? How do we get? We need to make sure paperwork's done for that. I want to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's not until the end of the year.
Yeah, it's November. It's Thanksgiving.
You signed up for quite a bit of hunting.
Yeah.
You got a December 8th hunt, Field to Fork, and then we
I'm
got
not-
that February
apparently,
hunt.
I'm not hunting. I'm just cooking.
We're just, we're cooking and guiding on that.
Yeah,
one.
and
Do I get to guide too?
Maybe.
I want to do. I'm happy to do both, but
They're
I said the
sensitive
reason.
about both.
Why though?
I think it's because they just want food. They just want it to be very smooth, and so it's like food. Everybody goes out, people come back in and eat, and then can go back out.
No, but what's the point of cook? Wait,
Yeah. Wait.
What?
I'm just cooking to feed.
Yeah.
I thought I was cooking to teach.
Well, that's the December 8th Field to Fork.
Yeah,
The other one is the youth hunt.
I thought it was both.
Mm-mm.
No,
No one explain this.
the youth hunt is a
Slavery.
Yeah, slavery hunt. It's like the orphan hunt.
I ain't cooking for that.
Well, that's fine.
Oh well. I'm happy.
I say we just sit there and drink beer and
cook.
and
I'm happy. I'm gonna cook.
Hang out with the youngins.
That sounds like me being a.
Whoa.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy.
You don't know no
I'm
better.
not-
You got any French fried taters in there?
Biscuits and mustard. Some people call it Kaiser Blade. I call it Sing Blade.
I mean, we talk about all this deer stuff all we want, but now,
We've got meat in the freezer now.
it's duck season.
It's goddamn duck season.
It's duck season, boys.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I went
I
from
haven't been duck hunting yet. This is a new thing for
And
me.
you have a duck dog.
who I've
that
been
has
working
not
hard,
been
and he's
ducking.
ready to rock.
I have.
Yeah, he had a red rocket like no other.
That's his
talking
job.
about ducks
That's what he
there.
does 24/7.
I started this.
Him and Daddy are ready to go.
we all started. We all started this podcast, and I was the deer hunter, and you guys were duck hunters, and now I'm like, man,
I want to shoot ducks.
I just want to shoot ducks.
I told you, it's a sickness.
I
It's
got
like-
it.
It's the crappie of hunting.
Yeah,
It is. It is absolutely the crappie of hunting.
And I tell people that all the time. Like I meet people all the time, and they're like, "Man, you talk about duck hunting, and like I really want to try it." And I'm like, "Beware, like you need to like buckle up and because I mean I've known people that are like I just didn't like it. Like it's one of those type
either
of hunts.
love
like,
it or-
yeah, like it's not really like a like I could go duck hunting.
It's not like a
Yeah, like oh, you want to go duck hunting? Cool, I'll go with you if you want. Like
Yeah.
it's either like I live for it. My wife knows it. Like she when we started dating, she knew I was a deer hunter, and I'm still a deer hunter. I love to go deer hunting. You know, don't get me wrong, but like now that duck hunting's a thing for me, ever since I discovered duck hunting, it's like if I'm like I'm going duck hunting, she's like I'm not standing in your way because I mean my mind is just not come back.
Now you want a dog, like you've gotten the
Yeah,
sickness.
yeah. I like
now you want a dog.
like I
too.
want a boat. I want
God.
well, our
Duck
boat is.
hunting's so much more expensive than deer hunting.
It is ridiculous.
Everybody's like, deer lease and shit. I'm like, that's cute.
Yeah.
Look into duck boats and duck dogs and duck dog training and decoys
Oh.
and
Just-
shotguns and waders. And,
Man, I found I
Ugh.
was scouring the interwebs and found a dozen decoys rigged up, ready to go for $60, and was like, "Hey, I'll take these right now." And he's like, "I sold them 10 minutes ago." I'm like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, like people make fun of me because like how many decoys we have now? Like, what do you think?
4 dozen.
4 dozen? And like I've just acquired them from like people being like
Randomly. You
like
want decoys?
like
I'm yeah.
like I have these decoy. I'll take them.
Done.
Like, I'm not. I
We've
didn't
got
say I'm
a,
going to
a
sell
whole
them.
box of fucked up ones that our plan has been for 2 years, granted. 3 years maybe. Is to paint them black and then paint pin their bills white so they look like coot because
Dang.
everybody's friendly with coot.
Dude, yeah, coot don't give a shit. Like,
And I mean,
And it's
I'm
funny 'cause
sure,
you
I'm
saw 'em,
sure
like
some of our super hardcore duck hunting friends are gonna listen to this and go, "You're fucking idiots." That's fine.
No,
Like we've never claimed otherwise.
I mean, I feel like where we hunt,
confidence decoys. I
spread
really
a goddamn bunch of coot 50 yards from you, and then start your spread. They're like, "Cool, bro.
Oh, look.
Everybody's there." I don't know. That's just the way I see it. And Jordan and I agree on that.
Yeah, it's like our crane. You know, our crane. I mean, I get it. You know, because like there's certain ducks like mallards are like the tried and true mallards are mallards. Mallards are going to be almost everywhere. Like that's what most people's spreads are. All that stuff. But then you have like teal. Like teal are wiry little ducks. You know,
Yeah.
they're skittish. Like all that stuff. Like you throw a couple teal near where you're going to be sitting, and like ducks are just like
Yeah.
Man,
I've
teal-
personally
they-
seen a group of teal, wood ducks, and widgeon together,
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
which is a weird-ass group.
that is.
But I've seen it.
I seen it.
I seen it.
And, you know things like that. Like
I shot a teal out of it.
and spreads are like one of those like sicknesses I've been getting into where it's
No.
like I mean I just sit there and think about like how can I make my spread more realistic? How can I make this thing like I mean and we talked about it with Donovan about how do you make a spread look good? Like what do you look at in a spread? All that shit. But like the thing is like mimicking nature is not easy.
No.
And
There's
there's
so
all these
no
like
rhyme or
different
reason.
like I can make an X or I can make all we went over
The
this on the
J.
last podcast. Yeah, the J,
J
the,
hook.
the dreaded J. Like but like the real thing is like you want to make a spread that looks super realistic, which means you could have whatever ducks in there. Coots, you could have teal if they're around, the wood ducks, all that stuff. Like they might be in the same spread. Like just having mallards, like it'll work.
No doubt.
It'll work all day long. Like you could have 4 decoys
I mean, I think
sitting
it's-
out there and they'll work.
super important to where you're at, right? What is around you? I mean, if there's no teal where you hunt, then
Probably shouldn't put some goddamn
yeah.
teal out.
I mean, but I'm addicted as well. I've gotten into the DIY jerk rig.
I don't.
ideas.
I do too. I've got all kinds of ideas to make like wide jerk rigs.
I'm really
and
I'm
shit
curious
like that.
now.
A 5.
Oh, we could easily do that.
You sink a PVC pole with some screw eyes.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
come through the screw eyes and tie off to a single
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Jerk it like
Yep.
and the reason behind a jerk rig is just for
Ripples, yeah.
ripples, 'cause
Movement.
It looks like shit's moving. And then I've got those poles I built for Mojo's 3 years ago, and they're painted green. They're PVC poles and 4 foot long.
Yeah.
So we can put a Mojo that looks like it's coming in like wheels down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening weekend. Our biggest problem was the spot we picked was deep.
It was 3, 4.
We didn't really pick it. Like we fell into this spot. It worked. We had birds.
There were birds. There's no doubt.
And Ninja's been out a couple times since. He's like, dude, there's still so many fucking birds.
You guys, I heard you guys talking about going. Do
Thanksgiving weekend.
you want the boat?
No. Because we're going to probably take Lauren's uncle and her
Oh, okay.
brother. So we'll walk in.
You don't want to kayak rig it?
No. because they're new to
I
this,
don't-
and I don't want them to flip a kayak and be like, spend our morning fishing them out of the damn lake.
No, fuck that.
We're walking in with Max. If
And you don't want them to know how awesome we are.
yeah,
in
we
the
can't
lap
give
of
away our
luxury.
secrets of ghettoery.
Well, I'm.
Welcome to Starwater Creek.
I'm gonna get us
bitch.
an 18-foot by 60 berth John boat, double bottom, in the next 3 years. Two.
Well,
Two.
for now, the
See, I'm
14
a-
foot,
I'm a
32
now.
foot, 32 inch is 36 is gonna have to work.
But
Thin
eight-
bottom.
Thin bottom.
18 by 60.
SS,
That's giant.
Us three, two more, and Max.
That's
And we go,
giant.
Hey, you don't talk bad about SS Leaky Creek.
SS Leaky Creek.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's the 14-foot down boat. SS Leaky
Is that what
Creek.
it's
SS.
registered under?
No,
No.
it's not registered
Can
as
we put
SS.
that on there?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just registered under my name.
Can we put that on there?
Yeah.
Like
we can
on
put
the
it.
side?
Oh, absolutely, we can put it on the side.
Then
of the
that
boat.
needs to happen
The SS Leaky Creek.
tomorrow.
I've got to get a fucking.
I can make a stencil.
I had to get. We've got to get a.
Not at work.
Got to get a gas motor.
We've got to get a gas motor.
You have some
We're
work.
admitting-
We've got two of them.
We're
We just need to
admitting
get.
our ghetto
We need to get them.
So the new thing that I remembered, actually, my wife reminded me that I have a small engines shop that's near my house. Has actually helped me before on some smaller engines.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take the carburetor up there and see if he can help me identify what carburetor kit. Because I can't find a kit for it.
Yeah.
And I've dug deep
And-
also, as you, me and him.
yeah.
Jordan
See,
and I went
you-
nerdery.
I need to. We
you
just
thought-
need to
you
get
thought I
that.
was
We need to
crazy.
get that game fisher working. That's what we've got to do.
Well, if you just get the... Never mind. Yeah, anyways,
I've got the manual, and I need to get it to you.
like, I mean...
The starter assembly. I know.
When we meet
Yeah.
up to swap gear for your mule deer hunt, give me the fucking motor,
All right.
and I'll give it to him. Deal?
Yeah,
Deal?
I mean,
Deal?
I'm gonna try here soon to get that 15 horsepower running.
I mean, here's the problem. I'm fine with getting that 15 horsepower running.
It's too much motor.
I think it's too big for the 14 foot.
I mean, yeah.
It's
Unless we put some beaver tails on it.
like I
That's extra
know it's
Well,
too
no,
big.
the transom on the 14 footer.
Boo.
Like, have you looked at it?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
in
it-
need of repair.
At best.
Yeah.
It wiggles a foot both ways.
a foot.
Not,
Not
foot.
that bad. It's pretty
But
bad though.
I'm gonna have to
I
strip.
mean-
I'm gonna strip that. Like I'm gonna pull it all back out. Like it needs
Yeah, he
to
wants
be.
to fix it with JB Weld.
Wait
No,
till after
I
duck
don't.
like-
season, and we'll just get it done. I'll find an aluminum welder, put a big ass aluminum transom in it.
I mean, I have an aluminum welder. I can weld aluminum.
Do you know this?
Yeah, he does.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do
I
we-
don't think we need. I don't think it needs to be. It's not that it doesn't need to be welded. It just needs to be.
JB Weld.
Shut up.
No, we just need to. Well,
No.
that top part needs to be welded.
Okay, you can
And the
use
corners.
wood, but why don't we put a full piece of aluminum
Let's
bracing?
just duct tape it.
If you can't duck it, fuck it, man.
Why
Yeah, I mean, duct tape goes on a duck boat, right?
Yeah,
Why,
right.
No.
That's how that works.
Why don't we put a piece of like
Some
aluminum
Texas
bar
chrome.
on top, and you could rebuild you could rebuild a wood transom, but put
Yeah.
the aluminum bar on top.
Yeah,
No, that's how I know you're serious. When you get the gun hands,
the gun pointing,
knife hand, gun
blade,
sight,
blade hand.
blade hand.
blade hand.
I agree. I mean, look,
Yeah,
the
give me that again.
the
We can get the.
the 15 horsepower motor. But if we get the 5 horsepower motor running,
Any horsepower motor.
Any.
That's
Well-
not a trolling motor.
the trolling motor works just fine, man.
But then the battery gets low, and we have to worry about a goddamn battery. We don't have gasoline.
I've got 2 batteries, so we're good.
Even well, I don't know if I want to tell that.
No.
Even a gentleman that complimented on our boat
Did
on
he?
opening morning
What did
Yeah.
he say?
said,
Shit, y'all are brave going out in that piece of shit.
yeah, he was like, you might want to get a bigger battery.
Yeah.
Abe knows what I'm talking about. I'm hinting at something.
You may need a
It's
bigger
his-
battery.
It's
Yeah.
his story if he wants to actually tell.
Was it a game warden?
Yeah, and I also I have the so I have the lights and everything too now. Thankfully, they were generous enough to be nice, but so I have the.
You didn't get the ticket though. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't get that, but
they were nice enough to explain better of why he was getting a ticket.
the boat is registered. She's good to go now.
SS Leaky Creek.
SS Leaky Creek is legit now.
Even
She's-
if we buy a badass boat, it's going to be SS Leaky Creek too. Like we have to.
The
we're
SS Leaky Creek.
When we have a badass boat, we're going to continue
Well,
that
that's,
name.
that's the funniest thing. Like, even, like we took one of our friends out that he's never been on the podcast.
No.
but,
Christian was probably
Christian.
like, what did I sign up for here?
We're
Was he?
we were dumping water out of it like before we
Dude,
went back.
So
like,
I got there was just a plastic bottle floating in the lake, and I was like, I need that, and I cut the
my
top off, and I
God.
started bailing water because it was. I mean, it leaks
it
a
wasn't
little bit.
bad. Anybody that has a John boat
Knows.
knows that like John boats always have water in the bottom of them.
And
Ours
I
just
just-
has a little more than most.
And what did Christian have to say about this?
Dude, Christian was a champ. Like
Yeah.
he,
Because I would have been like, nah, bro. Y'all are fucking idiots. Because I was like, we got a boat. Get a hold of these guys. I'm out of town. Jordan and Abe will hook your ass up. Like, we need this bottle that's floating. Get our boat not
No, I mean it
sinking.
was fine. I mean we could have absolutely not had to worry about it, but we just needed to. Man, ever since the kayak problem, the kayak incident, I'm super leery about going into the drink. It's just
oh yeah. Well, I mean, like
I'm gun shy as fuck now.
just make sure you have floaties on everything, including yourself.
I'm not.
I use water wings like a motherfucker.
Like to me, for me going into the water, I didn't care about it. It's like when you fucking dump a battery and goddamn
Bow.
well, the bow and camera equipment
Pair
and
of binoculars.
I mean that's the thing.
Those
Like
weren't even expensive binoculars. If I dump my binoculars
Jesus.
if I dump my bow now, going to
Oh.
bow hunt, I'd be like, I no longer hunt.
yeah,
I'm
well,
done with this. This is fucking.
Oh,
bullshit.
don't be a baby.
I would not. If you dumped your bow and left it, I'd be like, "Where did you leave it?" And I'll just go find it. And
rebuild
as
it.
I'm just like, I'm Abe, where are you at? Oh, I'm at Eastfield getting scuba certified right now. It's worth it. I'm out $200 to get scuba certified at Eastfield, and I just went to Tawakoni and got myself a new expedition bow. It's a little wet, and I needed to replace the string, but
yeah, needs new cam bearer.
Yeah.
I even got me a few new bone broad heads.
I got a whole setup, man. But
it's even the incorrect hand for you.
I feel like I'm never going to be able to duck hunt again, though, because we've got mule deer hunt next week. The week after that, that's, I guess, December 1st will be the first weekend we might be able to hunt.
Yes.
But I have another buddy who's, like, trying to get me to come out to their lease, I think, and hang out. So I may do that, but I don't know.
You do you. I'm gonna kill some ducks now.
Yeah, I'm here for the slaughter.
I'm
I'm here for the gangbang.
I'm here for the blood orgy.
Luckily, my wife provided with a big doe this weekend,
Mhm.
so I'm duck hunting now.
Yeah. Holy crap.
No, we
crap.
got a lot of deer this weekend.
We did shoot a bunch of
We
deer
have
this
a
weekend.
110 quart cooler full of deer
Yeah.
parts.
Full of deer.
We definitely need to make sure we'll get a picture out to y'all of our huge ass cooler filled with deer
Meat.
parts.
And if I can talk Jordan into going out in the morning.
I don't know. It's midnight.
Is it?
I mean, it's by the time we get done doing this podcast, it's gonna be midnight.
Oh. You tell me. I'm game either way.
You get up at 5, and you
Do we have to get up at 5?
you get up at 5:30. But if you get up at 5:30 and haul ass are in the stand by you gotta set up a pop-up line. No, you'd be out the door by 5.
it's we gotta get up early if we go, or I'm gonna just go to my stand I left already up
Yeah.
and try. I want a bow kill so bad.
Don't we all? But you
Yeah.
a freezer kill.
I mean, I'll have a freezer kill already. I already have that in the books.
That's what I said about last weekend when they were like, you can take 3 deer yourself. I said, okay. You know how many deer I took last weekend?
Well, I mean, like, nothing's guaranteed for sure, but I mean, like, neither is going out tomorrow morning.
No,
You should just take your bow and your rifle, and if something comes in bow range, just be like, awesome.
if it doesn't,
Plouch!
So here's the problem
we
with that.
know.
You're shooting towards your daughter while she's sleeping. That's probably not the most.
No, like if I take my rifle, I'm not hunting in the front pasture. But
Y'all make a decision.
we will. We will.
I don't know why I give a shit. I'm leaving. Sorry.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Max has got to get his rabies shot.
Max
He's
is
vicious.
boy.
Max is just a boy, and he needs everything.
He needs to be well taken care
Yeah,
of.
he needs to not die.
That's true.
If he gets rabies, I have to shoot him in the back of the head. That's dark.
That is. Boy, it took. 50th episode is taking a
Why we go old yeller on that?
dark, twisted turn. Yeah. All of a sudden we've.
Sit.
Ugh.
Ouch!
Place.
Okay, we're done. That's dark. Now I feel it. Okay, we're done. We're done. Oh, God. I
Oh,
see his
God.
sweet face.
Jesus. So bad. This is what being up since 5 a.m. will do to you.
Yeah.
When you
Sudafed and monsters.
Sudafed monsters. Let's go get tatted.
Okay. My mosquito just healed from our last drunken tattoo fest.
Yeah. Yours blended right in.
Yeah, I lose mine. Brayley, when we got those, Brayley immediately slapped it. Like, you got a mosquito. Like, you little fucking 7-year-old bitch.
So dark.
This is why I don't own children.
This is oh shit, Stormwater Creek after hours.
Leaky Creek.
Leaky Creek. Yeah, this is the Leaky Creek podcast now.
We got our title. That's
The SS Leaky Creek. I forgot about that.
What was when HBO went to
that was your name. You named it.
when HBO, what did HBO call it when they went to softcore porn late at night? After dark?
Oh.
After hours or some shit? Way
don't
back
know.
when everybody called it Skinamax and HBO.
Well, yeah.
HB Ho.
This is like Stormwater Creek after dark.
I just used to, have to deal with the squiggly
Oh, yeah,
You know.
of course.
lined porn. That was the way you always had to deal with it growing up.
This podcast has gone wheels off.
We are.
I just had a third-person view of it.
Somebody's like going, "What the fuck?" I thought I was listening to a Hunt and Fishing podcast, not how to watch,
Squiggly
bootleg
porn in the 90s.
bootleg porn in the 90s.
Some kids don't know
The struggle. Yeah,
Like nowadays, like you have a phone and all that stuff, but
pre-internet.
like when you had to wait for the Victoria's Secrets catalog, that
That
was
was it
when times
for
were
you?
rough.
Exactly.
See, I brought it back to a dog thing. Rough.
I like where your head's at. I like your head.
Just bringing us back on course.
Okay, what do we start talking about? Cutting up deer?
Cutting
Yeah.
up deer, cooking deer.
Cut your deer up quickly. Put them in coolers quickly. Put ice on them quickly. Before you butcher them, get those quarters real cold, and those if they've aged a bit, they'll peel apart real easy. If they haven't aged a bit, you can still make it happen. You can see muscle lines. Cut those muscle lines. If you fuck it up a little bit, it don't matter. It's meat. It'll still eat. Don't sweat it.
It will eat.
And you're gonna fuck up some butchering. It's gonna happen.
It will happen.
Cleaning
Do
deer.
not be afraid to fuck up.
Yeah, if you fuck it up and there's bits and
that's
pieces, make a
more
grind pile,
that's
grind
more-
that shit, and make hamburger meat.
Yeah,
out of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
Like,
just more incentive to go out next year and
do
get
it
you
again,
another one.
Do it again, and do it again, and it gets easier and easier and easier and easier.
Yeah.
That was my biggest
slaying
hang up.
deer parts today. By the end of the day,
Absolutely.
I still like going to a processor every now and then when I know I don't have time. But like,
yeah, if you don't have time,
nothing
take
is
it
better.
quartered out to the processor though.
Oh yeah, for
it's,
sure.
It's way cheaper, and then they're not like this.
And quartering a
fucking
deer
asshole.
is not that bad. Like
No.
we
If you can get the guts out, quartering takes another 30 minutes.
Yeah. And that's
It's literally-
literally skinning
And you
time.
have to get the guts out. I think it's a lot of processors won't take it with guts in.
No.
A lot of them charge you a shitload more if you bring it guts in because they don't know what the hell you've done to it.
They're just
Is
like,
it been
ugh.
riding the back of the truck for 2 days? They don't know.
yeah.
Gross.
Get your guts out, and if your guts are out, skin that bitch.
I mean, I don't understand.
And if
Like,
it's skinned, then quartering after that takes like 15 minutes.
Yep.
just get your hands dirty. There's nothing you can do
and at
that's going
least
to ruin
learning-
something so bad that you can't just, grind it up and put it in sausage.
That tenderloin and backstrap today, you notice there's a few pieces coming out of vacuum packs. That was Lauren's first deer to butcher, and I directed her, but I mean, things got nicked.
Yeah.
Silver skin got cutting silver skin got fucked up. But I mean, we cut up and froze it, and it ate real good.
Yeah.
Like it's meat. There's the idea of efficacy to save
Wow.
every scrap is very noble and as it should be. But there is going to be waste. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
You can't save every ounce of meat. And
Yeah.
and we've seen people do it who we know closely, like worry so much about making a bad cut that they're taking their meats. They're compromising meat quality for the sake of
An ounce of, like-
ounce or two of meat. Save what you can. I mean,
even-
if you're doing your best to be ethical and save and respect the animal's life that it gave you so you could eat, there's gonna be some meat loss. It's what it is. But you're gonna learn, and the more times you do it, it's gonna get better and better. Don't stress it. Just get meat off the deer, and get meat in a cooler, and get it cold, and then you can think about it. It can sit in the cooler for a couple days. Keep the ice on it. Drain the water.
Keep it moving.
Keep
Yeah.
it moving. It can sit there and pull blood. It's not gonna hurt it. And then decide. If you're like, I can't do this, take it to a processor.
Yeah.
If you can do it, commit to it.
But if you've gotten that far, I feel like you can get it the rest of the way. Like if you've gotten to all the way to where I feel like if you've gutted a deer, there's no reason you should stop there. You know?
I think if you've got it quartered and backstraps out, and even if you don't have time, and this is my personal view, no way take your backstraps to a processor.
Yep.
I
agree with you.
why?
No.
Take your quarters and have
For
them-
what?
Yeah.
To have them
So
wrapped in butcher paper?
Yeah, legitimately, that's it. Silver skinning is like filleting a fish. Get it cold as shit. Put your silver skin against the cutting board. Get a fillet knife or a super sharp kitchen knife. It has to be sharp. Push down on it. Take your blade and work your blade toward the cutting board, and it needs to be one smooth motion of a cut. And you can fillet silver skin off with
A swipe.
hundreds of ounces of meat loss, like none. Like you're gonna lose more meat filleting fish than you are doing that, getting that silver skin off. And we can do a video on that at some point,
Yeah,
or email us. Like,
Yeah. We are. We're going to
Yeah.
take these deer we've got here and we're going to, after Thanksgiving, we're going to do some videos.
and then you cut your. Everybody should have a kitchen scale. Also, you can get a kitchen scale at a homebrew supply store, restaurant supply store, probably Target nowadays. I don't know. Buy a kitchen scale.
Yeah,
and then decide your.
Amazon, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decide how big of steaks you want on those backstraps, so to speak. Cut a general piece and weigh it on your scale and think, does that piece look like what I want to eat? If you have a wife, maybe freeze 2 of them together if she's going to eat it with you. If not, vacuum seal and freeze 1 at a time.
Yep.
Cut those things into servable portions so you're not thawing a whole backstrap. Like by the time you go to freeze, plan to thaw what you're going to use right then. If you're going to thaw a big ham, smoke it, corn it.
Pastrami.
Yeah.
God, I
Yeah,
can't wait
that's
to do
corn
that.
in it. But,
Corn
you
in,
can put
yeah.
it. You can put it in a crock pot and you make tacos. Like we said, you can smoke it. You can You can braise it off like a prime rib. You can grind the whole motherfucker and make a shitload of hamburgers. You can turn it into ragu or a marinara. I mean, it's a hunk o meat. Don't think about this as deer. It's a hunk o meat. It's a hunk o red meat.
I really think the best way to look at it is like you get like just like you just said, like you look at red meat. Red meat is red meat. Like if you get a barbecue book that says this shit works for beef, it doesn't like
Yes and no because of fat content.
right, but you can always try it. I mean,
Exactly.
who cares? Like, if it doesn't work, buckle up, eat it, finish it off, and be like, don't try that again. That
Yep.
doesn't work. Like, how do you think we got recipes in the first fucking place?
And if you try a recipe, if you listen to this for some reason, and you tried a recipe for some reason, and it doesn't work, and you email us with super exact details, I myself will respond like, this is what you should have done different. But I need exacts.
Yeah.
Like, I will help you.
gmail.com.
Yeah, I'll help. Like, but you give it a go.
I mean, the amount of times that I've had like pork ribs that I've tried to do different shit with, just been like, I'm trying something different here. That I get, and I'm like, oh god, that's unfucking edible. Because you just try something different, you know. It's like
You have to.
you got to be adventurous with it.
Well, I mean, I'm always scared to try new things, like to cook and stuff. And I did those the duck pastrami the other day. And I fed it to my 7-year-old. My 7-year-old daughter, and she was like, "This is the greatest stuff I've ever eaten in my life." We can barely get her to eat an actual sandwich of like anything else. I made her a hot pastrami sandwich out of that stuff.
I want that
and
right now.
she just like she just devoured that and like looked at us like, why haven't you given this to me before? And
Where's
I'm like,
this shit been hiding?
Yeah, and my wife looked at me like, great, like it has to be duck, doesn't it? And
Go
I'm
kill
like-
more ducks.
I'm like, looks like I got to be out in the marsh more,
Yep.
you know?
So like I said, I'm gonna buy a bandsaw soon for cutting shanks.
Yes.
The next thing we all need one of us should buy. Harbor Freight has cheap deli slicers, man.
Yes.
Think about corning out a deer roast and then deli slicing it.
Yep.
Just making fucking sandwich meat.
Yeah,
What
like
are you eating?
legitimate, like
Just
deer, like corn venison sandwich. And maybe like one more time,
And just, like,
yeah,
thin slices?
I'm a goddamn adult.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got some. I'm gonna have to see if I can't
same shit.
recruit Jordan to come spend the night at my house one night and
Heyo.
bring his welder. I need to have some work done on my smoker. I need to build a new firebox.
All right.
I need to
What
do some
smoker?
that vertical smoker I have at my house.
I don't recall it.
It's
Yep.
in my backyard.
Let's all take a look at it.
Okay, let's do it.
You gotta have correct pull.
Well, I just need to. I don't want
That's
to
what I
redesign
always
it.
I mean, it's
Consistent pull is the way that I like to roll, but
With a little squeeze at the end. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to redesign the smoker, and it smokes great. I just need it. It's a little old, and it needs some work on the bottom. Firebox to ride it out.
okay.
So I'm not looking to try anything different.
Okay.
I'm just looking
You're
to.
looking to modify it.
No, I'm just looking to.
Because we can do that too.
No.
No,
Yep.
But what you could do, does your door seal well?
no,
Okay.
and that's the modification I want to do.
Close the door, scratch a line, run a bead, and then you can grind the bead down so that door sits tight.
Yeah,
Just run a bead right under the door, and then you can just like close it. And like, oh, that doesn't fit. Like,
I've seen a bunch of dudes take like fire bricks too and line
It helps hold temperature.
that,
When
and
I did
because
have
it's
my-
not
when I ran
it's
my
not the
offset.
thickest metal.
When I ran my offset, I'd run fire bricks. Or
Yeah.
I didn't even run fire bricks. I just ran regular bricks.
Yeah, that's what I've done is just put bricks in the bottom, and that shit just
They hold heat.
radiates up.
Yeah. It's just like I own a pizza stone. My pizza stone, I mean, it's nothing special. you
Yeah,
know?
it's just a pizza stone.
But it lives in my oven. And the one's always like, why is this shit always in the oven? I was like, because if you preheat and preheat for an hour, then that oven's at temperature.
Yeah.
Especially for like baking. Like I like baking cheesecakes and things. You need real consistent temperature. And that's just another piece of heat holding substance, so you get an even ambient temperature. There's no fluctuations. That oven's not kicking on and off because you're just wire racks in there.
Yeah.
You've got a stone in there.
Absorbing heat and then kind of radiating it.
Yeah, that stone's at 350 degrees. You're going to open the door, you're going to lose ambient temperature, but as soon as you close it, that stone's going to dump some, it's going to reheat, and it's going to hold temperature. It just helps.
It's science.
It is.
It's science.
For sure.
I'm making, we need to go kill ourselves a mess of ducks because I want to make some duck empanadas and some duck tamales.
Yep.
I want to make some squirrel empanadas now that you got me on it. I'm going to do it.
Anything you can make into, I want to do some venison tamales.
That's easy.
We got a bunch of venison
I
tamales.
say,
I'm doing
making tamales is a pain in the dick.
I'm gonna ruin
Yeah.
y'all's Christmas gift, but I'm doing tamales for Christmas this year.
Dang.
Yeah, I did it a
Have you
couple
done-
years ago.
Did you do? Were they good?
So
You didn't
good,
ruin anything. You just made my Christmas awesome.
so good.
They're a pain in the dick to make.
They're a fucking beating, dude.
Yeah.
Took me 2 full fucking days, just like making. I made dozens and dozens of tamales by myself. Tracy helped me out with some stuff, but for the
And
most
she's
part,
like, nah, dude.
she was like,
Fuck
I gotta
off.
go to work, and I'm like, oh, I worked out of my house at the time, so I was like, yep, well, I'm making tamales for 2 days. I made so many tamales. She was like, what in the fuck is going on in this kitchen? I'm making tamales, man.
Y'all do any Thanksgiving cooking?
No, thank God.
Thank God.
I am.
That's the only thing. I hate holidays.
I'm
the only
so
thing
happy.
I like about holidays is cooking.
I'm going on a mule deer
Oh,
hunt.
yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
wrap it up. Let's go out. Let's get out in the woods.
Yeah. Cool. Turkey was great. Gotta go.
I got a new negative 20 degree sleeping bag.
What?
Yeah. I got a new negative 20 degree slumberjack sleeping bag.
Cold bag, man.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not getting cold. Fuck that.
Ask Grinch about bringing the wrong sleeping
I'm the
bag.
worst. I bring the wrong sleeping bag 24/7.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I'm like, it ain't gonna be that cold. It gets that cold.
Nope.
I've decided now, anywhere I travel past August, outside of Texas, I'm bringing my zero.
0.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
like-
I got tired of waking up next to him, like, running like the stove.
Right, sitting next to the stove, in my sleeping bag, in my hunting gear, and he's like, "It's time to leave." I'm like, "No, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm cold. Go fuck back to sleep, Jordan."
And he's mad because I'm sweating.
And he's like, "It's so hot in here." I'm like, "I will kill you and take your sleeping bag."
I'm like in my boxers,
Yeah.
in my sleeping bag, like asleep, and he's like in everything.
That's why I'm like, that's why y'all were like, oh, you and Michael should share a tent. I'm like, I'm good, bro. I got a negative 20 degree
He's
sleep.
taking my zero.
Yeah, I was like, it's only going to be in the 20s.
But that's something like, I mean,
You can't.
Having-
I'm cold natured, so
oh, I'm
But
fine with
I
it.
would so
Having
rather
someone-
be hot than cold.
In the woods, no doubt. At my house, I can get warm. You know, I can get warm at my house. But in the woods, fuck that. I'll worry about getting cool again. So, I plan on waking up, sitting on the edge of that canyon with fucking binoculars and a spot and scope and a little thing coffee and just making coffee and
20
Yeah, I
yards.
can't-
Camp
I
20
can't
yards
wait.
on the edge.
Yeah.
Just off the edge.
I'm excited for your hunt.
dude, I cannot fucking wait.
I'm
Jealous.
going.
I hope you knock one down so bad.
God, dude. I'll take anything. Whitetails or mule deer. But I really want to shoot a mule deer buck.
In the
Which is all you
face.
can shoot. So, like, I'm not being picky. It's just, that's what you can take. So,
We've gotten better at popping joints after practicing all these deers.
I'm,
I could always do it, but it took me some finding. And now I can find a deer on the ground, gut her out, pop the joints, and people come pick me up like, "Hey, the head and the front legs are already off." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, let's rock."
let's go. Yeah,
I've been waiting for you.
I feel
Yeah.
like, well, I'm
Chilling.
sitting in my stand, and so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, watching you walk in
This
the,
evening?
like, 400 yards away. I'm like, oh,
This evening?
Yeah.
You see me dragging that deer?
Mhm.
Saw me drag him it a long way.
Oh, I saw you go from over here. Although a very long way,
Drag it back.
and then walk back, and then bring all your other shit back.
I broke down the blind and broke down all my shit. I was like, I'm just gonna post up, and they're gonna meet me here. Like, I'm gonna just cut this deer till they show up.
I had that doe at 40 yards just for 20 minutes, sitting behind a log, and a probably 10-point. And I was like, man, he's a nice deer.
That buck looked good.
Yeah.
Told me, I was like, why didn't you shoot it?
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm shooting does, bro.
No. If you got the option and somebody says it's okay, you know that's a shooter. It has 10 goddamn points.
I know it was a 4-year-old. I just was like, no, I'm gonna shoot this doe.
It should have been a shooter. Like, in fact, I showed it to Mom. Mom was like, "Did you shoot it?"
If I'd have gotten the green light from you, I would have.
You had the green light.
You had the green light.
I sent him a picture.
But you didn't ask, like, can I shoot this? You just said, check this out. I'm like, nice.
Nice.
Like,
You had the green light.
I know, but
the green light was given like it was like
Before we got here, the green light was given.
I feel like that's also the kind of deer that you can like let walk and like turns into a beast.
Well, so
But
He was
hang
wide.
on,
hang on,
it goes to another ranch.
yeah, there's so many moving parts to that.
Exactly.
Like we're low fence.
Yeah.
You know, we're not a big ranch. Like this is a family ranch that we just happen to have. We run cattle on it. We have tons of deer. We have high game fence like on the back side of this, but like most
not
of this,
yours.
Yeah, it's not mine. Like most of this is low fence. So like that guy travels back and forth between. So like he might go to our neighbors over here
and get popped.
and get popped.
4-year-old
tomorrow.
10-point.
You know, he might not ever be back here. I mean, for the most part, he's probably in his home range.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean his home range, like, because
He
like
gets
I said,
spooked off a little bit.
like-
and,
well, even not a little bit. Like our ranch isn't big enough for like if his home range might be between two ranches.
how many acres is a full section?
Of this place?
No, of a section.
I don't know what you're
A
talking
section is a square mile.
about.
Oh,
When you buy a section, you buy a square mile.
I don't know what the acreage.
Because they say deer run a square mile.
Right.
But you should have shot it.
Yeah. So basically, like he leaks. As a square mile on my ranch, like he leaks over to another ranch for sure.
No doubt.
Maybe.
Well,
Depending on,
I mean, he'd have to be dead center of the ranch to like
he
not
probably
leak
migrates
over.
around. But this is like we talked about. I saw that squirrely ass, very mature.
Yeah, you should like
2
you should
plus.
like
Dude, he was jumpy. I couldn't get a shot. Like, I
you
watched
should-
him. Like the whole time, he'd like one bite. Like he walked 2 feet. He
was just
was alive, still alive for a reason. Like one squirrely spike, one fork, and they came in his ears. But he had a bump nose and it started getting its way back.
Yeah.
He was 2 plus.
yeah.
He had bad genetics, and I was like, and I watched him for a while. I was like, all right. As soon as he circles his pin, I'm cleansing the gene pool.
Yeah.
I wish you would have.
I would have, but then
I know you would have.
No, he walked.
I wish you could have.
right side of the pin. He walked behind the pin where the feeders were at to the left side of the pin. The whole time, just like one bite, like full alert. Like he was like, nah, I ain't about that puppet blind life, bro. And walked back mid pin, disappeared, gone. And the whole time I'd adjusted my shooting stick and just had my binoculars rested, and just like.
I was on the
Come
binoculars
on.
all freaking day
So
today,
was I.
just trying to get my eyes. I was just like, I don't even care what I'm looking at. I don't even need to look at anything. Just I want to look through my binoculars and try to get my eyes and like
Game eyes.
that. Well, I mean, like just like looking through binoculars is so like
Tired. Makes your eyes tired.
yeah, it's tiring. So I was trying to like stress my eyes out a little bit, and which is great when you got a 4.5 hour drive back home. Pray to God the wife drives, so I can take a nap.
They're gonna be hungover. They ain't driving.
Oh my God, she's gonna be so hungover.
Yeah.
They went to bed just now.
Yeah. All the lights have gone out.
I watched you or two turn off lights and go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
mine's super tired. She's
Mom's
done.
They had fun. That's the way to do it.
And they're like, we had more fun without y'all. I'm like, likewise.
So did we.
Yeah. We hunted.
These are the best
all
kinds
day.
of. These are the best kinds of weekend getaways.
Yeah.
Y'all go do your shit. We'll do ours.
I will tell
They
you what.
sleep in.
Nothing like. It's been a long time since I had a heart pump of getting excitement, but being in a tree stand so exposed and having deer walk like under you and around you is just like. I mean, I had a lot of them like, and I couldn't get shots because they weren't in my shooting galleries. You know, I have a lot of like I just threw that stand up as soon as we got here. So like I had a few shooting opportunity, like shooting lanes, whatever you want to call them, but nothing's groomed for it. So I had a lot of deer that were like just super close, but like just watching deer that close is crazy. Like
It's so much fun.
you know, I've hunted box blinds, I've hunted pop up blinds, I've hunted tree stands, all that stuff. But like being like just hanging out on a tree stand, like not like because in a box blind, a lot of your motions
Conceal.
block. Like you can move
You can
more.
fuck
You can
around,
have and it's a lot different. But like, and I've had deer super close to me in that. But like for some weird reason, like being like just standing on
in the open.
in the open
And on a blind that doesn't exist, really. You hung it then.
it's so fucking.
You came
cool.
into their world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what got me into bow hunting, man. Was just being that close. And I mean, I don't, like I said, just killing things and shooting deer are awesome, but just being that close to animals is, and they don't know you're there. I mean, that was like that buck and that doe today. I mean, I was 40 yards away, but just they had zero clue I was there.
Mm-hmm.
No clue. They didn't even look at me. The only reason he looked at me was because one of the cows back behind me mooed, and he looked, and then looked back away. But they were,
pop up.
yeah, they had zero clue I was there.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some really good deer.
There's a lot of them out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are. Most
50th
definitely.
podcast.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
50th podcast.
5-0, baby.
I can't believe it lasted
Feels
this
like
long.
we've done way more, and it feels like we've done way less.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling. I mean, it's only 50, but still.
50 podcasts in like what?
Year and a half? 2 years?
So that's like not 2 years.
Almost 2 years. February,
No.
right? No.
We've
yeah.
known each other for 2 years in February. But
Oh,
we've
you
only
remember our anniversary?
Of course I do. I'm a gentleman. I don't want to get laid on anniversary sex with you boys.
Whoa. That escalated quickly.
Yeah, wow.
Dipping cheese and fucking bros.
You know how Hagarama
Parmesan
goes.
tonight, dipping sweat socks.
Sweat socks. It was Parmesan cheese tonight. But 50 episodes in just over a year and a half, which is what? Years, 52 weeks.
So about 1 or 2 weeks, a week and a half.
Wow.
We
We
almost got consistent.
We see each other so much, and I love it.
We talk 24/7.
Oh, my God.
About this bullshit.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
And then we wing it no matter what. If y'all haven't,
Gather.
if y'all can't tell,
If you're in for the
Other
50th
podcasts
episode.
have notes.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
just
I
have a
think
cooler.
we talked about that. We're gonna start doing like
We're gonna post notes,
Show notes.
show notes.
yeah, that's
Just
your
with
job.
recipes or pictures. Or how do we do that?
I can't do pictures. But we can do pictures on
Can we
Instagram.
put-
that
what about our
people can-
website?
Yeah, we can do that.
We need on the blog. Do we have a blog section, right?
Yep.
On the blog section, we need to put episode number and put show notes on there.
That'd be a good idea.
Because then we can put recipes, we can put pictures, we can put
I wonder.
whatever.
What if anyone that listens to this actually goes to our website? We have a website, everybody. Stormwatercreek.com.
If you do go to our website, like just reach out to us.
Yeah, say your website sucks and tell us what to do better.
Yeah. If you're a website designer, we'd love to.
Sponsor you, or you sponsor us, or however that works.
I mean, you
They can build a website for us, and we will give you meat.
Yeah, or meat and booze, or
Booze.
and we'll talk about you.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, call this dude. He crushes it on websites.
Because I'm not the best web designer. Jordan
Yeah.
and I did our best.
Yeah, and
It's fine.
It looks great.
But on blog section, we need to put show notes now. Let's start doing that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I mean, pretty soon.
I'll help with that if
Yeah.
Okay.
you show me how.
Well, pretty
Done.
soon we're gonna put like a lot. We're trying
The YouTube
super
stuff is,
hard, like the YouTube stuff and
Yeah.
like cooking.
Yeah, we got videos
tips
from
and
last
stuff
year
like
we've
that,
never
like, yeah.
finished.
We have there is a e-scouting series that is coming out shortly, or is probably going to be out by the time this podcast airs.
What happened
Did
to
you finally
the
nail it
butchery
down?
video last year?
We lost it.
I mean, it's just there's a lot of background noise that makes it very difficult.
Overdub
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, you're right. I feel like we should just record a new one though.
Okay.
I was not happy with the way that turned out. I did not
Again,
I did not
sometimes
direct
things go
or
awry.
produce that very effectively.
Okay.
So, you cut yourself for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
you'll
for
catch
course.
yourself again. He cuts himself every time.
Yeah.
Like he cut
You
himself
cut
twice.
your-
This
you
one-
cut your
himself-
cut.
This one hurts.
Yeah, he cut himself twice in the same spot.
I cut myself last weekend cleaning deer in
Yeah, and then
the
you cut yourself.
valley. Then I cut across that cut today. So now it's a T shape and it hurts.
Mm.
It's got deer shit in it. Legit.
You have deer AIDS.
And that's how you get deer AIDS.
That's exactly how you get
Look,
deer AIDS.
guys, stay away from deer AIDS. Protect yourself. Don't cut yourself.
Exactly.
Or just
Don't
scrub
share
your hands
knives.
and pack it full of bacitracin afterward.
I don't even know what vacitracin is.
Bacitracin? It's triple antibiotic ointment, basically.
Oh, like
It's like
Neosporin?
it's like triple wizard fucked, but in a good way.
Just Neosporin,
Yeah, basically.
but just a fancy name.
No, it's the actual what it is.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's way cheaper to buy bacitracin than Neosporin.
Mm.
The Target brand of tube of like Target or Walmart brand bacitracin is like $1, where Neosporin's what, 50?
I think it's roughly $50 to get a tube of. It's a very rough estimate of.
And bacitracin is what you put on tattoos also. That's
Oh.
like, so I've always got tubes left over. Jordan knows that.
Yeah.
So,
Right
Yeah.
on. 50th episode.
In the can.
Yeah, right in the
right
can.
in the can.
Right in the can.
Guys, thank y'all for
Jesus, thank
listening
you.
to us. And
We appreciate all your support.
if y'all do listen to us and y'all like what we do, please go review the podcast. You know, even if it's
subscribe,
good,
review
good,
it.
bad, don't give a shit. Just review it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Especially those of you on iTunes.
Yep,
Yep.
for sure.
Follow us on Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook. We're on Twitter. We don't really use Twitter like I think you actually should. We're not very good at social media. We're on Instagram most of all.
Instagram and Facebook is where you're going to find us the
So-
most.
Or
You know.
email us if you like. You can message us on Instagram or post a comment on a picture asking a question. But if you email us, one of us will answer you.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And we all see the email, but an Instagram comment, like, it may get glossed over. You never know. An email, we'll put some thought into it.
Especially during the middle of the day, like all of us work. We're working
Yeah.
guys, and unfortunately, things get forgotten.
Quickly.
We see it.
Yeah,
we're like,
We're like, oh, I gotta respond to that.
notification
The
like,
bo-
oh, that's cool. He has a question. I'll get back to him. And we forget. But an email, we can go back to him. Like, oh, holy shit.
Then I have to go home and cook dinner for the wife and take my dogs out and figure out what we're going to do on the next podcast.
and then rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
All right, guys. Y'all be good. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm fucking
I'm
tired, man.
5-0.
It's been
It's been real.
12:01. We are done.
yeah.
Good night.
And good luck.
Y'all be good.